going on, y'all? Well, I'm back down here at the yard in Arkansas. I dropped my load in Fayetteville. Got loaded last night, or this morning, about 3 o'clock this morning. Make a long story short, I got there around lunchtime yesterday, and I sat there till, well, I had to go off site. I had to go off the site of where they loaded at the shipper. There was a truck stop about 5 minutes away. I went there, filled the truck up, and then went to bed, basically. Make a long story short. But they called me about 2:30 this morning. And whenever I had to get my load, get my stuff situated and all that stuff, and I got going. But I got to Fayetteville, dropped the trailer there just a little while ago. Went and got me something to eat. And then I talked to my dispatcher. They don't have any loads. So I'm not real sure what's going on, but I get back here and basically half the fleet's parked here. I ain't never seen this many trucks parked here. He's telling me there's a load shortage. So, I'm not sure what's going on. But that's in a nutshell what's going on. It's like 50 degrees here. When I went up to Sioux City the other day, I passed through some spots where it was like 8 degrees. It was, when I got up there, it was like in the 20s. And then it warmed up throughout the day. And then, I don't know, I think it was like in the high 20s just last night when they called me, or this morning when they called me. And I got back down here. It's like 50, 55 degrees here. Man, this feels like tropical weather compared to what I was up there in. I got my hotel for Daytona yesterday, but I messed up. I didn't put in the right amount of days, so I'm fixing to rebook that here in a few minutes. It's a place right there. It's a resort right there on the beach. I mean, on the beach. It's nice. So I'll go down there for that in about 2.5 weeks. Well, I go home in 2.5 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks from this weekend. 3 weeks from today, as a matter of fact, of the race. And I'll go back out like the following Wednesday. And I'll go back out for like another 2.5, 3 weeks. And then I'll be back home. And I know y'all probably getting tired of hearing about my surgery, but I mean, it's a pretty big part of my being right now. I go back to Emory Hospital in Atlanta, which is one of the best hospitals in the world. I mean, it's a research hospital. They do stuff there. I was in the neurosurgery part of that hospital, and the ICU that I was in was a neuro ICU. So those nurses work hand in hand. They're like almost hand-picked by those doctors, and those doctors are top-notch. I mean, they're special. But I go back April 4th, and they're gonna do a scan to see if there's any growth, because I had a tumor. Even though it was basically benign, it was still a tumor. So they're gonna be looking for any growth. And they told me this is 6 months after my checkup in September. So they're gonna do a scan. I'm going into it with the attitude that there's nothing gonna be there. I'm going into it with the same attitude as when I approached the surgery itself. But if they do find any growth at all, then they will start 6 weeks of radiation. I I'm not worried about any hair loss. I keep my head shaved. You know, I wear this hat all the time. I can't wait to get home so I get them hats I bought. I think y'all like those. They're cool looking. But if they do find anything, I mean anything, they're gonna start radiation on me immediately. And it will be through the cancer. It's called the Winship Cancer Building or whatever it's called at Emory. So that's where I'll be if they happen to find anything. I know y'all probably getting tired of hearing about my surgery or my health or whatever, but that's just, it's just kind of part of my being until we know this is all gone. But I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. So, but yeah, that's where I'll be. I got to go up there April 4th to do the scan, and then they're gonna do the scan like around lunchtime, and then I think I have an hour. It's gonna take about an hour. I think when I went up there in September, I think I was in that machine for like an hour and a half, and I think it's probably about the same amount of time this time here. They're gonna be doing what they call an upper and mid thoracic, which is like my torso, because it was like in my lower to mid back. So they'll be checking my brain. They'll be checking, which they probably ain't gonna find much, but they just gonna be looking for any growth, and that's cool looking. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's kind of cool looking, isn't it? That's kind of cool looking. I meant to tell y'all, they're gonna do the scan on April 4th, and they're gonna, I don't know if I've mentioned already, but they're gonna do the scan. The scan's about an hour and a half long. Well, it was an hour and a half last time. They're gonna be scanning my brain, pretty much my entire spinal cord, and all my brain and all the way down to the nerve roots at the bottom of my spinal cord. If they see any growth at all, I'll go directly into radiation. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that or not, but I just wanted to make sure y'all know that. I'm going into it with the attitude that it's all clear. But the reality is, that's the reality if there is anything. I mean, they staying on top of it. Like I said, I got good doctors, and I'm not afraid. I mean, they want to stay on top of this. They want to scan me every 6 months, because this type of surgery is a type of surgery you don't want to have to go in there and do again. And as good as my doctor was that did it, even she said that. I mean, she's a miracle worker as far as I'm concerned. And this ain't a surgery you don't. She said we can go back in there and do it, but we really don't want to go back in there and do it. It's just such a delicate. Anytime you're getting around the spinal cord, I mean, they had to cut that thing open and go in there and dig around in there and all that. I mean, it's a miracle that I can even do anything. I mean, I'm a normal, functioning person. And that's like I said, God touched me. He used that doctor to perform a miracle on me. I mean, I really shouldn't be, if anything, able. I should be paralyzed at the, at the very least, and really should have passed away that day. Sometimes sometimes I kind of wish God would just take me. Um, I just really feel like I'm just spinning my wheels here. I don't know what my purpose is, and I don't want to be alone all my life. I mean, I have people in my life, but I don't want to be alone. But I really, sometimes I even ask the Lord if he would just take me. I'll never, even though it crossed my mind in the past, I would never do that now. I mean, I'm gonna live each day. Each day that I wake up, I want to try to live it for Him. And but I, if I had my way, I wished He would just take me, honestly. But anyway, but I just wanted to mention that. Like I said, I wish if y'all would pray for me. I go in on April 4th, and I'll record that day, and I'll record what I can and give y'all, because I'll find out I'll talk to the doctor after I do the scan. There's like an hour in between, and then I go see the doctor. And it gives her time to see the results, and that way they can see whether everything's clear or if they see anything and I need to go right to radiation. So it's really that serious. So. But if y'all would, I'd appreciate it. For the ones that will. Appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to y'all later. Anyway, they'll be looking for that, and if they find anything, then we're just going to go forward and treat it and move on. How about that? But I'm going into it as if there's nothing there. It's just a routine. It's just like going to the dentist for cleaning. It's just something you got to get taken care of, and it's just part of the routine. You know what I'm saying? I'll take y'all along on it. I'll take y'all along on that. I mean, I ain't gonna do it live or anything, but I'll take y'all along on that and show you some of the process. Oh man, but yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks. I mean, it's just, I find it very, I started to take, he's talking to me with all this corporate speak and policies and this, that, and the other. And I started to tell him, when I did tell him, that all this policy speak you're throwing at me sounds very corporate. When they got on their ad looking for new drivers, first thing they say, tired of the corporate way. And he's talking to me in a corporate way. So, but anyway, but the resort I'm got, it's gonna be real nice down in Daytona. It's right on the beach. They got all kind of fire pits. all that. And I'll show you all that stuff when the time comes. But I'm looking forward to it. It's, we're inside of a month, like 3 weeks away. So I just need to lock down this room. I had it locked down yesterday, but I didn't have the right amount of days, so I had to cancel it, and I had to wait for the money to get back on my card, which is back on there. So now I can go back and get the right days. So. And I thought I had done something. I thought I had done real good. I had the ocean view with the balcony. I mean, I had the whole get up, But I might have to redo it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the balcony, and I might get ocean view, but I don't know if I'll be able to do the balcony. But when I go do stuff like this, I usually do it up. I usually, I'll usually spend a little bit more, to go to a nice place, and they have a parking lot across the street. And you gotta walk, on this covered walkway, bridge, or basically what it is. I'll probably just not that I'm bougie or anything like that, or I'm fancy, but it's just that I'm, when I go to something like that, I'm lazy. I just want to go in there. I just want to go there and not do anything. I just want to hang out. They got a restaurant and a bar, which I don't drink, but the restaurant would be very convenient. You walk out the door at the back, and it goes right on the beach. So it's gonna be nice, and I can't wait. It's just gonna be nice to get down there and get away. But I'm trying to keep calm about all this going on with my job and my future, and I've got some ideas of what I would like to do going forward, but it would take some money, and I was hoping I would have made a lot more money by now. And it's really throwing a monkey wrench into what I had planned. This is again almost a repeat of last year. I had all these plans, and it just got kicked to the curb. It's kind of the same thing, but it's just in a different way this year. I'm just not making the money I was making before. So we got to figure something out. The truck's riding good though, and like I said, mine's the only one without that sticker on top. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let me get around here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how it ain't got the sticker on top? See how it's just bare? That's what I'm talking about. Mine's the only one that's like that. It's just been interesting trying to figure out what to do. If I could get this thing set up at home, I could start me a business at the house, and I believe it would take off pretty fast, and I could hang up this driving bit. I'm just, I'm really just tired of the unpredictability anymore. And these trucking companies are just, unless you're doing like bull hauling or something like that, I just can't take the whole corporate thing. And that was one of the main reasons I came here, was the non-corporate way of doing things. It was really a family atmosphere, where they've kind of gotten away from that. as far as my dispatcher is concerned. He's talking to me with, well, you know, this policy this and this policy that. That's all corporate speak, man. You know, you can't just talk to me like a man. You know, the owners, they talk to me straight up. I got all the respect in the world for them. But the way that this dispatcher and the way that as far as what they're doing is concerned, that ain't how they built this company. Because when I came here, they went with 30 trucks. Now they got about 50 or so. And I think about half of them are here at this yard. I've seen about one or two more coming here since I've been sitting here. So that means half your fleet is sitting at this yard. That means the rest of you only got like maybe 20 trucks or less out running all over the country. That, you know, I asked somebody to look up about a freight shortage, and they seem to confirm that a little bit. So he may not be lying to me about that. There are all these trucks sitting here. It's getting a little chilly out here, man. Let me get this truck. This thing got cold out here. It ain't 10 degrees, but man, that breeze is a little bit on the chilly side. Whew, man. Just a little on the chilly side. But yeah, I mean, even with the miles I got right now, I'll still make a decent check, but it ain't nowhere near what I normally make. And I got to figure out what to do. I mean, I don't want to make a move because I've already got vacation time, and they're fixing to open the cold storage in a couple months. You know, I just wish there'd be a little bit more communication. You know, look, you know, just be straight with me. When I texted him earlier and said, you know, hey, what's next? He's wanting to talk to me about, you know, how many hours I got left to run for the day, instead of telling me, you know, we ain't really got any loads right now. Yeah, and you're probably going to be sitting for the next couple of days. He didn't say that. He's trying to beat around the bush, and I can't stand that. That's just another form of lying, you know. And you know, when you tell a half truth, that's a half a lie. Well, matter of fact, a half a truth is a whole lie. You know, the way I look at it. And I was told a long time ago, if you lie, you'll steal. And I told the owners that a couple weeks ago. I had a sit-down conversation with him, and I was verbatim what I said. I said, if you'll lie, you'll steal. And my dispatcher is in direct effect of my paycheck. You know, so I just got to figure out what I got to do here. It's just not a good situation right now. But I would appreciate y'all's prayers. Just if you would remember me on leading up to the 4th of April, I'd appreciate it. I believe in the power of prayer. That's what got me through. That's why I'm sitting here living and breathing right now. And I'm much less I'm able to walk, but I'm functioning. I mean, if I didn't tell you and I didn't show you my scar, you'd never know I had anything done to me, especially something like that. And it's only because of people were praying for me, and God intervened, and he touched me. So I'll always be thankful for him for that. But I do have that scan coming up on the 4th, so I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. But you know, if y'all would just remember me in your prayers. I'd appreciate that. I'll try to put something together here. I've been doing a lot of sitting for this past week, so I'm trying to piece together whatever and just try to, keep something going. So, but I'll probably end this here. I've run my mouth enough just right here to make a probably whole video. So, y'all take care of yourself. Wherever you at, be safe. I'll be praying for y'all. Y'all take care, and we'll talk to y'all later. Be good. Appreciate y'all.